If you are planning a trip to Paris and looking for a hidden gem, I've got a perfect recommendation for you, Giverny. This charming village is where Claude Monet actually lived for 43 years and created his famous Water Lily series. You might actually recognize this place from the Midnight in Paris movie. This is where they filmed their dreamy scenes, and it definitely feels like a movie set. In this video, we're showing you how to do Giverny right. From avoiding long entrance queues to finding the best lunch spot and idyllic coffee place in the garden to make your visit unforgettable. So you can go by car or by train, but by train it's quite a hassle because you get to the station and then from there you still have to take a bus, but they run on schedule and you kind of have to be very precise with your planning. So if you're planning to go to Giverny, I would recommend a car if you can take one. It's about an hour drive from Paris, so you have to book time tickets, and we got ours for 11:30. So we should be there on time, and we're starting with the visit of the gardens. It has the rotation of different flowers depending on the months when you go, and it's pretty much always beautiful, and it's also always different. So we'll see what kind of flowers we get. Parking by the museum was completely full, so we're now trying to find the parking, and it's not obvious. The places where Google leads us, they're actually not parkings, they're residential parkings. So now just follow the signs instead. So let's try this one. So let me give you a little lay of the land for the parking. We first tried to park right next to the museum, which is a very small parking lot, and unless you're going at the early morning on Monday, chances are it's going to be full, but there is the huge parking right at the exit at the village. This is where it is on the map, and you're pretty much guaranteed to have the spot there, and it's just a short 5 to 10 minute walk to the entrance. So I would just recommend going for this one as a default, because trying to park at the closer one is actually going to waste you more time than just walking there. This whole thing is very confusing. Apparently there's two entrances. There's this long line, but if you have a ticket, you're supposed to follow a different place. And we're trying to figure it out. It's not obvious. If you come from this side, you might notice it, but it's kind of this little alley, and the entrance is all the way there. I would expect some people who actually should be coming to this short line. It's like almost no line. And the main one is only if you don't have a ticket. If you come, know that there is a side entrance that you should go to. So we're in. This is a map of the gardens and the house, and as you can see, it actually has two main parts. So the entrance where we started is actually kind of in between the two parts, so you can improvise on how you organize your visit. My recommendation would be starting with the first garden and then moving to the ponds part, and only after going to the house, because this tends to be the most crowded part of the visit, and if you start there, you would likely be frustrated and exhausted to fully enjoy the gardens. Found an alley that is empty for a few seconds, I think, but it's not how it is here normally. It's busy on the main walkways, especially at the entrance, but then you can find some of the spots that are free, and this is a season of, I feel like, everything. So there is some peonies, a lot of iris, and roses. Feels like this is probably the busiest time because it's the prettiest time. It's definitely a very beautiful combination of flowers right now. Side of the pond where this beautiful bridge and water lily pond. This part is much less of vibrant flowers, it's more green, and there's a lot of bamboo trees, and there are some standalone flowers. There's still some peonies and irises, but yeah, the main part of this is more of a green color. So we're gonna go explore this part and hopefully see some water lily. spot was the bridge behind me. And as you can see, it's kind of busy. Still not so bad because this section is free. You would have these pockets of people that is very condensed, and then you'll have these areas that are free. So you can still get your iconic shot. So we're at the main attraction point, and as you can see, I need to wait my turn. This is definitely the most photogenic spot in the whole garden, but it's also the most popular, especially if you come during the wisteria blooming season when it's absolutely dreamy. You can definitely make some beautiful shots. Just be prepared that it's a little challenging and you might need to wait a little bit. If taking a shot on this bridge is the must for your visit, I would definitely recommend coming early morning and if you can during the week. Here are some of the shots we have managed to take on this visit and also a few that we took at a different season. We are in the house. People seem to concentrate in the first entrance. We're going up the stairs. You have to move with the rhythm of other people because it's just so narrow and you kind of have to squeeze. So we just finished the visit of the house. It's very crowded. You don't even get enough time to see things. Still cool. There is a couple of spots like there is a bit more space. I really like the kitchen because there's these bright colors. And then the bedrooms are less interesting. I mean, it's still kind of cool to see how they used to live. Worth the visit, but if you have a limited time, I'd probably just enjoy more of the gardens, especially if you come in May when the blooms are all you can imagine. And that's it for our visit, and we're gonna go for our lunch now. We're out of the busyness and on our way to the lunch, and it's 100 meters from the museum, and it's called La Moussadière, and it's actually such a big contrast of having like the buzz of the crowd all the time, and here is just birds chirping, so quiet, nobody's around. We got our first dish, and this is an asparagus that is a seasonal starter. It looks really beautiful. Let's try it. It's good. You have to take it with the sauce. So we have our mains now. I got a fish and it has some sort of green crust on top of it. So let's try it. This is a fish I haven't tried yet, so let's see. I like it. The crust is a little strange, but the fish has good texture. Yeah, it's similar to billo. I'm not sure of English equivalent, but it has a lot of taste. We just finished lunch. It was really good, so I recommend this place. I really like that it was so cozy and that they have a garden with lots of flowers, and now there's roses in bloom. We chose a table outside. It was really nice. The food was good. It's simple recipes, but they done it really well, especially the first dish. It was a part of their seasonal offer, and overall we paid 64 for 2 mains, 1 starter, which is not a budget, but it's a typical price that you would find in France, and this is a very touristy location, so I would say it's a good price. And now we're gonna to our last stop in this area. We're gonna get coffee. We saw a place that had a coffee shop in the title, so high expectations. And then we also wanted to see the gardens of the Museum of Impressionists. We're not going to go to the museum itself because we didn't account the time for it, but I remember they had beautiful garden as well, so we're going to check it out. So this one is more like a blocks garden, so you have these squares. They're divided by the green hedges, and it feels like somewhat like labyrinth just because of this. You just go from section to section and you have different flowers. It's quite pretty. And the second restaurant that we had as an option for lunch is actually just here. And if you want to visit this part, it's a good combo. Found these cool carts. So this is the carts that actually have the seeds inside. So you can grow the flowers, which I think very cool. Okay, I got a little macaroon and coffee. It's actually quite long. I ordered espresso, it seems much bigger. Maybe it's a generous one. And with this, we wrap our one-day trip to Giverny. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments, I will be happy to help. And if you want more local Paris recommendations that go beyond the typical tourist spots, make sure to subscribe. I'm always sharing the places that make Paris truly special. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.